All right, man. We are back. It's that time of the year. It's the Golden Fan Awards, one of our best times of the years. So excited, man. We don't have a live studio audience, even though them people making all that damn noise, but it's cool. Anyway, Tiffobot.
Yes.
How are you this week?
I'm feeling pretty good. How about yourself?
Dude, I'm feeling, stoked. This is my favorite time of the year. It's like better than Christmas, man. I love the Golden Fans Awards. So I'm the host of Fans of Patrol. My name is Montego. Things are a little different this week. So these are the Golden Fans, man. These are our awards for the best of the best. And we got a couple of worse. But this year, like we do all year, it's going to be a little different, man. So normally we cram all TV and everything into this. Don't want to do this year. What we want to do this year is we want to take our time. We're going to do some movies. We'll come back and we'll do some TV at some other time. But we're just going to do movies, man. It was a big year for movies, a lot of streaming stuff, a lot of stuff that was in the movies for 5 minutes and then streamed. And
yep.
So it should be pretty good. So this year, no TV. This year, we're going to try to keep our awards like a little bit more serious. Like, I think one year we were like, the hottest, coolest.
We did like some more goofy ones, I think, in the past.
Yeah. So we
did a good amount of organization for this one. We restricted our numbers and did all the good work that we do.
Yeah. Which we never do. We'd be like,
I was really putting my foot down.
Yeah. Tiffobot was Mr. Button all the way up to the top today, y'all. He was cracking the whip and shit. I'm like, yeah, fine. Yeah,
I was like, we have to reduce the numbers, otherwise it doesn't mean anything.
Oh yeah. So we do have some grand awards, man. And next year we dressing up. We putting on.
I thought about dressing up, but then I was like, okay, maybe not.
Oh, I thought about dressing up too, but I was like, I ain't want to push you. Look, grapevines and
shit. We should have done it.
Yes, we should have next year.
Next year.
So we got a bunch of categories to go over today, and that's all we're gonna do today, man. So we're gonna have our categories. We're not doing a 4-hour show, Can you
and we go fast.
Hours. I mean, they're like 4 hours.
They're long, and I think like my dear friend Jesse loves to watch an awards show, and so I do see quite a few of them, and it's like a nice kind of thing to actually have on if you're like doing something like work or chatting, and then you can pay attention to like the ones you really want to see.
I remember back in the day, I was so into movies. I started like attending and throwing, Academy Award parties, and you just be like, okay, y'all go home. This shit going too long. We've been clowning all day. I'm tired of eating. I'm tired of drinking. So
I do think it's good to have it with people that like either, you have those couple of friends that you will feel comfortable either like telling them, hey, I think maybe it's time to go, or that you just kind of both settle into like whatever that relaxing period is before bed, and then they go.
Yeah, I always found the problems with the actual Oscars have been the day that it comes on. It's always like a Sunday.
Sunday.
Right? Yeah. Sunday. And you got to get the hell out and get out. It's just like the college national championships. It's on a Monday. Could y'all Saturday, y'all want people to do it up? Y'all need to move that shit,
I don't know enough about it, but I wonder if there's some kind of. I mean, obviously, also Hollywood is not the same as Des Moines, so like those people aren't all going to work tomorrow. That this is work.
Majority of the planet is,
Yes,
they're going to the, So look,
I think Sunday's been traditionally the night that like people get together to watch something, like families get together to watch something on television.
I guess that's a thing in the past too. That barely happens too. So
that's true.
So anyway, man. So our categories, they're beautiful. So we have best drama, we have best comedy, we have best action. That should have been first for Fans of Patrol.
These are in no particular order of importance.
Okay, so we have best horror because we're Fans of Patrol, and that should exist in Academy Awards. That's some bullshit for them to snub.
Well, I think it's becoming more of a recognized, and it's been more recognized. It's always been recognized in like best picture situations for like high achieving horror films. But I do think there should be a category for it.
Yes, I agree. We have best visuals. We have best supporting actor, best supporting actresses. We have What else we got?
Best actor,
Best
best actress,
actress,
best film,
best film, and the last one,
worst film.
Fans of Patrol favorite right there. Worst. we, you know, I have to say, man, I think the quality of what's been coming out has been a lot better. You know,
yeah, it's been hard. This one's harder than it has been in the past, because I think in the past we were not the past, but like the past couple of years, we were like not struggling so much, but you're like, well, this is clearly the best film. Right. 2020 or whatever. Right. And then this year I felt like we really got kind of spoiled, and it was nice to have things that you were like even Montego and I were discussing making these categories and making them all even numbers. And we have a little, a little kerfluffle because we didn't want to drop. We were all, trying to decide which ones to drop so that there was only 5. And that's kind of a good problem to have, is to have like more than enough good film.
Yeah, we would have put some good shit down there. I was like, clearly this is like bad. And these we just clearly are just throwing in there. So let's not do that. So we got a few of those. So that'd be good.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good, Tifflebot. So, man,
I don't know how to mute myself on this yet. There it is. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, so we're using it. Look, we're trying to make stuff better all the way around on YouTube and everything. So we trying new shit, y'all. So just bear with me, because I'm mad scientist in all this stuff here, and like it's gonna be good, man. It's gonna be all right.
I agree.
We just want to make it better for you.
Yeah, we're trying to make the quality better, but I think one of the problems I've always had with podcasting is like, as far as like maybe being a podcaster at home rather than like in a studio, and with like a producer, is is like coughing or like swallowing, because I don't have an easy way to make that happen. Oh, you have the mute button, but sometimes, as we all know, you mute yourself, the computer stops recognizing your microphone. There's a whole situation.
Yeah. So, tell you what we're going to do, man.
Yeah.
We're going to take our first break, and when we come back, we're coming back with all the goodness and the dope awards, man. So we're just going to keep rolling after that. So give us a second, and we'll be right back. All right, man. We have returned, man. We're back on the scene. It's time to get it on, man. It's time for our award show, our annual Golden Fan Awards, man.
Yep.
So, the winner of each award will receive a Golden Fan that they will not actually hold in their own hands. We'll keep it here at Fans of Patrol Central.
And if any of them should want to come and pick it up,
spray paint a whole
I'm not going to stop them. Right. But I couldn't see anybody important coming to, not yet, maybe someday, but like it would be quite, alarming for both of us, I feel.
Yeah, old Nick Cage show up talking about, I want to take my fan home. Like,
I would be like, I can make that happen, Mr. Cage.
Wait a minute, I got some paint in the basement. I'll be right back. Oh man, so man, Tifflebot, our very first award, best drama in a studio performance. Best drama picture. So Tiff, who do we have for our best drama?
So our best drama nominations for this year were Amsterdam.
Yes.
Devotion.
Yes.
Death on the Nile. That was, is that the full name?
Yes. Yes.
I always get, because it's like, it feels like it should have a other name to it.
Yes.
Swan Song.
Yes.
And The Menu, which appears in multiple categories. We had trouble categorizing it, I think.
And The Menu. Listen, ladies and gentlemen. We did not come to it. We decided not to come to a consensus on each one and give a single award. You have a Montego Award and you have a Tiff Award. So there we go. So to reflect our personalities. So since you read it off, Tiff, I'll give you my best drama of the year.
Yes, please.
100% hands down. I struggle with this one because I really love Devotion so much, and I thought it was so heavy. But Amsterdam blew me away, and I know that's a odd choice because it's on a lot of like big like news
bad lists,
worst of the year. And I thought that the performances blew me away. I love what the movie was about. The people who was in it, except for one, and everything else was great. And Kristen Bell.
Except for one, it's Taylor Swift.
I didn't say that.
We said that on the first episode that we did it. It was just
She was
very bad in it.
Yeah. Thank God she was in the movie for this long, y'all. For just a second, she wasn't.
I mean, it was surprisingly bad. I feel.
Yeah, but other than that, Margot Robbie was great. Washington was awesome, and freaking what they had a what's his name, Robert De Niro in this thing.
Yeah, there was a bunch. It was an ensemble, like a big ensemble cast, and it
And
had.
normally those things suck. You know, I don't like those things. But
I think that's probably why it does often get kind of. I feel like they get kind of. They're either really, really people find them to be really, really good, and they kind of like get in that kind of, or they're just like. If they're middling or below, I feel like it usually gets a kind of a critic, a bad taste in their mouth for some reason. I don't know if it's because I guess I sometimes feel this way too, is that like, is this the best person for this role, or is it a famous person? And if it's just a famous person that you're putting in the role, how much of this movie is serious? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're not actually picking the person for the role,
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah. How seriously are you treating the rest of the movie? I think it just makes you start thinking about stuff a little bit more. I will say about Amsterdam, that I had no expectations going into it. I was like, well, sure.
So did I.
You had asked me to watch it.
Yeah.
And so, when I watched it, I feel like sometimes when you go in with like low or no expectations, it's easier for you to accept like that it might, but I had a good time watching that movie.
Yes.
That's not my pick.
I know it's not. What is your pick for the Golden Fan Award?
for best drama? I go ahead and pick The Menu, even though I know it's like a thriller kind of it's kind of a weird one of those weird genre, not defying necessarily, but it doesn't necessarily slot easily into one.
Excellent film, Tuffelbot. Excellent film. Great choice.
Yeah, I was really glad that we went and saw that. It's just such a strange feeling overall. It does kind of carry a really nice kind of weighty nervousness that I enjoy. And then there's like things that happen that are actually quite funny. There's really good performances in this film. I would say Ralph Fiennes is probably stand out amongst them. But I even thought Nicholas Hoult
was killing.
Was really selling it as that character. And then Anya Taylor-Joy was very good.
Even your boy.
I like John Leguizamo. People did not care for his performance in this film for some reason. But I am constantly charmed by him, so I think maybe it's a little bit unfair for me to be like, yeah, he's great, because I kind of have my rose-colored glasses.
I'm agreeing with you on this one. I enjoyed his performance in this one. I actually enjoyed his performance in Silent Night, Deadly Night. I
did too. In Violent Night.
Violent Night, yeah. I thought
that movie is hard. I have never said it right the first time because I'm like, who's it?
Because there's so many movies like this: Silent Night, Deadly Night,
Silent Night, right?
And then this was
there's a lot of movies.
Yeah.
Especially at Christmas, horror, whatever. There's a lot of movies with kind of a similar title like that. So yeah, it's confusing. But I just thought that this movie even if I did think there was some faults with it. I did say that when we watched it, but. I think it's interesting to take this kind of a risk with a movie, even if you know that it's probably not, going to be. It's just like the best thing that's ever been made, but it has a vision. It had like what it wanted to do, and it did it. And I always kind of admire something, even if it's not.
Oh yeah, this was
my
something
favorite.
You never saw before, and you didn't know where it was going to take you, Tiff. It was just like a nice little walk through the park, and you was like, "Oh shit, I've never seen this before. This is interesting." So
I do think sometimes also movies that make you wish for a little bit of something more. It doesn't even necessarily make it bad, because maybe you're in that space where you're like, I could see enjoying even more of something if you went a little darker or a little bit more like this. But I could tell by that it's just the way it was made that it had a vision, and that's what I wanted to do.
Oh, it did what it set out to do. That's for sure. So, man, we have Amsterdam and The Menu for best drama. Moving to our next category. Best comedy, man, and people know most of you people on this show know that I am not the funny man. I don't get into the funny that much. So if I'm giving it the damn award, it's funny. So anyway, so our category, our nominees are Ghostbusters: Afterlife, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, Fans of Patrol, Nick Cage, favorite exclusive.
I'm sorry.
We're gonna put him everywhere. Nick Cage, everywhere, everything, everywhere, all at once. That's
hard to say. It's hard to say.
Don't Look Up, and Day Shifts starring Snoop Dogg. Not really, but still.
I actually didn't mind Day Shift that much.
Okay, so
I thought it was when I was watching it, I was like, okay,
yeah. So, best comedy, Tiff. What is your winner here?
Okay, so this was a really hard for me because I really love Everything Everywhere All at Once. But if I'm going, which is a comedy, but also I feel has a bit more also on to,
Yeah.
some other categories, subcategories, where I feel like The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is pure comedy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got action elements in it, don't get me wrong, but I think all in service of comedy.
Look, you cannot deny that scene with them clowns climbing over that wall was probably the best comedy routine of the year, man.
So that's definitely my pick, is The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. And I would just say that, like, also I am highly kind of influenced by my theater experiences that I had. And for this movie, people, you could tell that they were surprised laughing, where they were like, it was funny for sure, but I think that they didn't realize that they were going to come to this movie and really have like this very laughing, like loudly experience with, like, it had been a while since I had been to a movie where
the audience reacting the way they were.
Yeah, well, and I had like 3 or 4 really good audience experiences, including Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Mm-hmm.
But The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, it was also good, I think. I think people were like, I'm going to see this because it's going to be a goof, and it'll be fun, but it's going to be a goofy movie. But then it was actually really quite good.
I expected a train wreck, Chef.
You expected something like... And I will say that because we have watched Nicolas Cage movies in the past, like Willy's Wonderland, where it almost was like what is that called when I'm having a brain fart? Like, it's a soft pitch or whatever. Like, it should have been easy. That Willy's Wonderland was a guarantee almost.
Yeah.
And it was so close. He was quite good in it. But I'm just saying that, like, when we saw these trailers, we were hopeful because it was kind of a weird thing. But then you're like kind of thinking of like movies from the past that you're like, ooh, that didn't work out so well. But this had a good promise, and then it was even better than expected.
Yeah, I agree. My winner for this category is also The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
For a second, I thought that because you were saying my choice, I was like, he's not going to agree. This can't be true.
Yeah, I kind of gave it away with the scene on the wall when those clowns were sitting there high. And come on, you go, and all he had to do was walk around, and you knew it, but it was they acted their asses off in that little scene. I mean, it was so much desperation and so much anxiety. They were like running from assassins that didn't even exist, and
it just felt fun,
fun. Yeah,
which is crazy because to think that, like, I mean, that's the great thing about movies is that, like, I felt like in awe of how much fun I was having, which is
I had a
something
ball.
you always get. Yeah,
I had a ball, and I genuinely had a good time watching this goofy movie, man. And I want to watch it again. I haven't watched it since.
I haven't either because I'm afraid.
Yeah, I'm like, I hope I enjoyed it the same, And
what if I'm wrong? I'm not afraid of being wrong, but like, I want if the second time which I'm probably guaranteed not to like as much as the first time I watched it, not in like the way that I like it less overall, but like, I'm probably not going to have the exact same experience watching it.
Yeah.
But if I watch it again and it's not as good as I remember, I don't want to like taint my lovely memory.
Yes. I agree. I get into those same spaces sometimes. It's perfect, and then
I want to, my pristine treasure.
Exactly. So Tifobot, we are rolling into action now, man. This action. Would you tell us what we got here?
So, best action for last year from our fans of Patrol Pool. Our options are Prey.
Woo! Prey. Dope.
Violent Night.
Woo! Violent Night. Dope. Let me stop.
The Batman. Top Gun Maverick.
Yes.
And Ghostbusters.
This is hard.
Hard for you, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, I do agree that it's hard for me on a couple of them, but it's pretty for me. It's kind of a standout.
No, it's a standout
for me. Yeah, but you get to pick first because you were read to by me.
Yes. This is very difficult for me. I love so many of these movies. I think I loved every last movie on this thing, but
this category.
The two that stood out beyond anybody, beyond all of them, is the Batman and Top Gun Maverick. And it's just a ridiculous thing to have to choose between those two, because two very vastly different movies that gave you two very vastly different feelings. But if I have to choose, and I do have to choose, I'm gonna say the Batman. I'm gonna say the Batman. The Batman.
I'm so surprised. Not because I don't agree, because that is also my choice. But go on.
Oh, yeah. Maverick was right there, Tiffo. But I'm like, but it was more action-y. But the fact that you can throw all the action of the Batman in that movie, and with all those low, points that they had in the movie too, and all those drama points that they had in the movie, and the phenomenal acting that this is an action movie dream. Every action movie should be this good, and that would transform what we think an action movie can be. I think Top Gun and Batman, for me, and Prey, have like really just transformed what an action movie could be. So, what about you?
I didn't like Top Gun Maverick. I'm the only person in the whole United States of America. Yeah, probably the world. Yeah, that was just fine, whatever. But I would say, with as regards to Prey, that is a very different kind of like action, which there's kind of the horror action movie type. I know we go back and forth. Predator is a horror,
right.
But like the Batman, I think was just another situation where I was excited to see the movie. Yeah. I had been excited to see the movie.
Yes.
But just in kind of a general sense of seeing a Batman movie, not in a sense of thinking that I was going to see something that was like transformative. I mean, I know that sounds maybe weird because every movie hoping.
I mean, you're like, God damn, I didn't. I mean, after. Sorry to interrupt you real quick, but after the Dark Knight, with Christian Bale and the Joker, what's his name?
Heath Ledger.
Nobody's going to top that. There's never going to be a movie that's going to top that. Shit. But go ahead.
I do think it's weird that you brought that up. But I mean, like you go into a movie and like you expect to see something like maybe not even like you're like, okay, I think it's going to be good just based on X, Y, Z.
Yes.
But like you're not necessarily going in and then you see something that like, is very changes the way you think about the character and the whole city and all the whole possibilities that could bring to the Batman universe, and seeing that kind of like what I would always have assumed that if Batman were a real thing, that I think it would be impossible for him to be a shiny Batman. I mean, he never was, but I mean, like this seemed more almost like exactly what I would imagine somebody who had experienced those things would be like in some way. Very emo. You know what I mean? Just like dark.
And it worked. I didn't think it was going to work, but it worked. I was like, oh, yeah, this works. Why would he be like, hey, I'm the booty machine? He's like, look, booty is fine. I ain't even thinking about that. We need to still emo at that funeral.
I gotta put my bat suit on.
Right. Yeah, I don't like this. It's too much light.
I mean, it's just like that was like really just wonderful in a lot of ways. And so much to the point now that like, even though I know I still like the Nolan Batman.
Me too.
Even that seems like
it's not there. To me, it's not.
Like it just seems so different.
Yeah.
It's like I don't want to say shiny, but somehow this version of Gotham is dark and believable.
Yeah.
Like it was really well done.
Fantastical about Gotham. It was like, don't go to that part of town.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. So I think it's fantastic.
Me too. So that's great, man. We agree on two, isn't that something?
Oh, here we go. What's going to happen? Everybody calm down.
Yes. So here we are on our next one. The Spooky Oogie Boogie, Tiff. We're here at the best horror of the year. Who will get the Golden Fan, Tiffobot?
Oh, this one's going to be my hardest one, I think.
Oh, yeah, because this is your stuff. So up the bat first, we have Black Phone, Smile, Scream 5. Is that the name of it?
It's Scream, okay. But just so everyone knows, it's not.
Yes, it's not the re-release.
Scream.
Yeah. And we have X, and finally, Nope. These names: Smile, Scream, X, Nope.
Just tell you, that's perfect.
So, Tiffobot, who gets the Golden Fan?
Okay, so for me, I think this is pretty hard because I actually did like all of these movies.
I did too, except for one.
And we left off Barbarian, which you liked, and I was lukewarm on, but everyone else really enjoyed.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that movie.
So I really,
Shook. You're still
X
trying to
is so good.
decide.
I can't. I know what I'm gonna say. It's Nope, because
Okay.
that's just. It's just. It is a great film and also a good horror film. The reason I hesitate to say it is because while it is kind of like sci-fi horror, it's not like as scary to me as some of the other things. I mean, like, and Scream was just so good and X was just so good. That's really hard for me to pick, but I'm gonna say Nope.
You picked a better film. That's what it's a better film. I get you. I understand. It's had way better acting than the other movies too. I understand why you chose that. It's not my choice, but bravo, Tifobot. The Golden Fan goes to Jordan Peele. Very hard for me. My two standouts are The Black Phone and Smile. I really enjoyed The Black Phone. Didn't think I would. But really,
I agree. I thought I was going to be freaked out by it. I mean, like, in a different way than you want to be freaked out by it, if that makes sense. Because it's about, bad things that happen to kids. And stuff that's the worst part.
But it was so well done that you was just like, damn, So my choice is the movie that scared the hell out of me the most, and because that's what I judge it on. And that was Smile. Smile scared me the most. Smile scared the shit out of me. That girl was on the other side of the room when she was in the dark, thing, and it was.
Oh God!
And I was, you could barely see her. I was like, ah! It went on that scene right there.
People have said that this movie is not good, and I mean, the thing about it is that when I watch it, I can see why somebody would say that, but it is very bizarre to me to think that a majority of people have said it's not good, because
really
I can see where some of their comments make sense to me. Just like the fact that it's a little bit too long, it's a little bit too drama-y. There's like less drama, more horror. But it's really weird because people have really fond memories of the American version of The Ring. Yeah, and I find that movie to be like incredibly boring.
I did too. I finally watched it. We talked about it on the show. I was just like, yeesh. But this movie here, the only thing I did not like about the movie was the director's choices.
The upside down shot a lot.
Stupid shit like that. It's like, that's not artistic. You're being annoying. Just film, okay?
I enjoyed I could enjoy one or two, maybe, depending on what. And I wondered if they were trying to kind of convey when she was, because the whole point of this movie is, whether or not what she's seeing is real, and it is. But there's just some really, I think, very good horror scenes in this movie, as far as like,
oh my goodness, it was disturbing.
Like that thing in the house, that was really scary, unexpected, and very sudden, and then it went away. And I like that kind of stuff where like it's not explained, we don't know for sure what was. I mean, like, it's symbolic of what has been happening to her, but then like, just
and let's hear it for the greatest. I almost use the P word, but I'll say punk personality of all film for the year, and that was A-Train playing the boyfriend. What a sucker he was!
Oh yeah, and he was so mean.
Yeah, he was a piece of shit. He was
so out of nowhere too. I felt, but I mean, I guess he kind of made sense.
I'm gonna have this with you one day. You didn't tell me about this. Oh, you. All right, Tifobot, what do we have up next?
Okay, our next category is my phone died. Sorry, best visuals.
Best visuals. Now this is a tip, right? Because this leaks so many places. So
yes,
what do we have? Oh, is it my turn or is it your turn?
My turn.
It's your turn. What do we have?
So the best visual nominees are Avatar: The Way of Water.
Was that this year or last year? Just not thinking about it.
Avatar?
Yeah. Did that come out at the end of the year or did it come out at the beginning of the year?
The end of the year. It came out Christmas.
It came out Christmas. It sure did. Mm-hmm. We just took our time seeing it.
Lord have mercy. Doctor Strange. And Multiverse of Madness.
Multiverse of Madness.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Indeed.
Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Some nice visuals in the Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Black Panther: Wakanda Forever.
A bunch of underwater scenes and stuff like that. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
So go on. What would you like?
So the Golden Fan of the Year award would, by hands down, away from all the rest of everybody, would be Avatar, man. Everything you see looks believable. You might not like what you see for some people, but screw y'all. I'm
that's me. Fan. Screw me.
But beautiful. Everything is fake. This is like
yes.
Nothing that you see was real. The water wasn't real. Nothing was real. So they did all of that, on a little sound stage with a bunch of green and a bunch of blue screens. and it's beautiful. It's believable. Hot shit, hot damn. You'll never get anything else to look more believable than this. What this cat has done. Boom. What you got? Golden Fan goes to the Avatar.
Woo. I feel like I do begrudgingly have to say Avatar.
What else you gonna say?
Just because obviously there's technical achievement there that's kind of impossible to ignore. I do think it's difficult always for me to say about that because for that much money it should be.
Yeah, well.
But again, you don't make the qualifying statement. Well, it would be nice if you could say like for qualifying achievements of this amount and below and for this amount and above, because I do think that there are people.
Oh, you talking about
movies.
For $500, the award goes to Montego for the best.
No, it could be like 500,000 and lower.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I just think that because there's some people who do things in small studios and I know that it would be kind of impossible to watch all of that in consideration for the Academy, but even bigger small movies, like I would say the movie The Void, which I've talked about before on this podcast, was done with amazing practical effects and is a really good horror film that would never but things like that where you'd be like, we recognize that you did a lot with a little.
Yes,
and that's amazing to me.
But even with a lot, this is a lot, so
yeah. It's hard for me to say because I look at it and I'm like, yeah, okay, it's good looking.
Yeah.
But it is hard to know exactly what it means as far as like technical, like for me, it's hard to tell as far as like technical proficiency, what that is.
Okay. But
do you know what I mean? Like in comparative, but I just think it looks good.
It gets a double fan this year.
Two.
All right, man.
A double fan.
It gets a double fan. So what we're going to do, man, is we're going to take a slight break and we're going to be right back. Because we need a break, y'all. We've got to get our cards together. So hold on to your cheeks. All right, man. We are back. It's time to do our duties. Time to get to we already did some media ingredients. See, our lists are better than the Academy. Tiff.
No.
We yes, it is. We hit it hard. We don't fuck around. All night long with some bullshit nobody cares about.
Just come for 50 minutes to an hour ish.
Right, man. Boom, boom, boom.
Well, you're at home and no one's looking. It's not even like an Oscar party situation. You could be at work. You could be in the car enjoying a snack. I would assume. I would assume that you would be loving a snack, having a drink. Not if you're driving necessarily an alcoholic beverage, but if you're at home, sure, whatever.
So
cleaning your kitchen.
Hopefully watching this on YouTube, which thank you for our people watching us on YouTube.
Thank you for
keep growing.
I do thank you for watching us on YouTube, even though I am.
So, man, we're at Best Supporting Actor.
Yes.
All right. So
you read.
Okay, so what is that? Brandon Perea?
Perea
for Nope. Pedro Pascal for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Colin Farrell, The Batman. Stephen Young, Nope. And Ke Huy Quan for Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Woo, there's some heavy hitters, Tiffo. This is
a really fun category. I think it got some really good ones.
Yes, indeed.
I think I do. This is going to be so hard because, I do think that. Well, it's not hard. I know exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, me too,
However, I do think that every single person on this list was fantastic in the movie that they were in. And I will say, obviously, oh my God, I've lost my list. Ke Huy Quan from Everything Everywhere All at Once was charming and lovely, and I think he did a great job. All of these people, but I'm going to say Colin Farrell.
Of course, it's Colin Farrell.
I was beating around the fucking bush because I remember I did not know that was him until after the movie.
Yeah.
I hadn't looked much into the Batman. I'd only seen the trailer and then hadn't really heard anything about it. And so afterwards I was like, what the fuck? That's amazing. I thought the character itself was good anyway. And then to see such a transformative experience, acting part is just insane to me. I really enjoyed that. It's really weird to think about this movie. It seemed like such a long time ago.
Because it was at the beginning of the year.
I know, but
it was last March or something like that.
to like remember my experience of this movie, which was very positive, and like kind of reliving it now because I'm like remembering like all these things that happened, and
Yeah.
I would watch just the car scene
Man,
from that movie.
That was something. Now I have
Intense.
rewatched this myself.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it all over again myself. It wasn't like, man, it's 3 hours. I enjoyed it. 100% Colin Farrell. I knew it when I saw his performance. So we did cover him being cast as the Penguin and some of the screenshots that we had saw. And
Man, I must have forgotten. You know, I forget everything.
yeah, so I was expecting to see him, but it was the makeup helped because he didn't look like him, but his performance was just the greatest. Like, especially it reminded me of scenes when he was like, wait a minute, you two geniuses don't know what it was that one scene. You don't know who so and so is, and they were both like, he's like world's greatest detectives, and it was just like, damn.
Oh, it was so good.
And he was just chewing up the scene, Tiff. He was just chewing it up, and it was just like, wow, 100%. So not even close, man. Ki Huy Quan was dope. I loved him in that movie. And he would get it if Colin Farrell didn't step up and do what he did this year.
Yeah, it's hard. You know what? Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, but I also think Pedro Pascal. I mean, they were all just really hard to choose from.
Oh yeah, there's a good.
So
list. Good list.
I mean, that's again. I like to say it's good to have a choice. It's good to be like, wow, look at how many people they were that were so good this year that you have to be like, oh damn, I can't say that one was the best. That one was, you know what I mean?
Yes. So, Tifflebot.
Yeah.
Oh, that was some good stuff. So, where are we at here?
The best supporting actress.
Best
are you ready?
Supporting actress. So, we're going with The Glass Onion, Janelle Monáe.
Well, this is my turn now.
Is it your turn?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm stepping on your thing. So,
how dare
you I know.
Let me read it. So, it's Janelle Monáe for Glass Onion.
Mm-hmm.
Tiffany Haddish for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Mm-hmm.
Angela Bassett for Black Panther Wakanda Forever.
Angela Bassett.
Jamie.
For the Black Wakanda.
Jamie Lee Curtis for Everything Everywhere All at Once. And Stephanie Sue for Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, okay.
I made a little fuck up on my list.
Oh.
For me, this is kind of a hard... Oh, sorry. You're first.
Oh,
I did the same thing to you.
Oh yeah.
Your answer.
Best supporting actress, man. Nobody's close. There's no speeches for me to give about anybody else's performance even being anywhere close to Angela Bassett in Wakanda Forever. I just thought the movie was just okay, but what she did on the screen was like she's done that before. People just never took notice, but she is good. She's always that good. And so hands down for me, nobody's close. Angela Bassett, Wakanda Forever.
The only thing I was going to say was that Janelle Monáe was just so wonderful in Glass Onion. This made it a little bit harder category for me. And of course, my love for Everything Everywhere All at Once and Jamie Lee Curtis in general.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I would agree. Angela Bassett.
Yes, indeed.
For Wakanda Forever. It's just a powerful performance, and she's
double fan.
In the movie, you could really giving it all, this could have been a movie, in some ways, it is not a ridiculous movie because it's very, but it is a comic book movie, right? And we have some of these powerful performances that we've had in some of these movies, and this one was amongst the better of even those.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she could have took it for the whole year for just best performance, period, man. She was awesome. So, Tifflebot, staying with the ladies, man.
Mm-hmm.
Best actress. So, we have Zoe Kravitz for The Batman. Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. Mia Goth, X. And Keke Palmer for Nope. And lastly, oh my goodness, how do you say Amber's last name?
Midthunder.
From Prey. Oh, it's just 2 words put I got you.
I think, yeah.
Yeah. And that's from Prey. So, Tifflebot, best actress, man.
Ooh, okay. The only thing I would have trouble, there's obviously a clear winner for me.
Oh, okay. But
the area that I have trouble with is Amber Midthunder as a newcomer, and in that movie doing a really good job.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of hard because I would like to, but I feel like Michelle Yeoh for Everything Everywhere All at Once. It's a wonderful performance. She's funny and serious, and I think she's lovely in the movie, but I do think the passion of the work, and she's a very passionate actress. She's just so good, and I really enjoy her. And I think that this movie is just spectacular. Like she is not the only reason this movie is spectacular, but a large part of it relies on her to be this kind of evolving and wonderful kind of experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like she's soft, she's hard, she's
sophisticated,
glamorous,
she was comical, right? She was everything, man.
Which I'm having like a lot of emotions about this because just like thinking about that movie and how good it made me feel in some ways. I mean, it was also very, like, in some ways painful, but it's a very beautiful movie.
Okay.
So yes, Michelle Yeoh.
Okay, wow. Look at for what?
Ooh.
All right. So my choice is also Michelle Yeoh. I mean, the movie was phenomenal, and there was really nobody else in this category that, you know, that even, I'm sorry, came close. You have wonderful performances. I agree with you with the Amber Midthunder. Keke Palmer was a standout. And Zoe Kravitz was a great Catwoman. You never seen that before, you know. And she didn't even need a costume to be selling what she was selling, you know. So
yeah,
it was just a great thing, man. But yeah, anytime you can pull off that many performances, you know, like you were just saying, you know, sophisticated, classy, goofy, you know, she did it all, you know, and so did all.
It's that weird kind of like area that you're walking in a movie, especially of a comedy of that sort, which is very, I think, unique. But the line between, and then it's not always so hard to spot because there's obviously a lot of heart in comedy.
Yeah.
Like just generally speaking, but like between the tender-hearted and the funny.
Yeah.
And all those kind of painful places in between those two parts that make everything both wonderful and horrible. I mean, just to be able to portray that kind of everything when you're doing that, to say like this is a person that like loves but is also complicated. Yeah, she does that really well.
Well, for sure. Her relationship.
I love her. I'm sorry,
her relationship with all the different characters and the different times and the different places and stuff was so interesting. You know, so
I mean, and just like even the goofy stuff that you remember, like them doing in the movie, ends up bringing you to tears, like not because you're laughing, like, but in like an emotional way.
Yeah. So, man, Michelle Yeoh gets a double fan, man.
Double fan. There's a lot of double fans this year. Well, I guess before we kind of tried to get it down to one.
Yeah.
Just on our own, it's coming together.
There you go. Well, see, that's how you know it's good, man. You know, so let's see.
Oh, so it's my turn to do Best Actor.
Best Actor. What do we have?
So, Jonathan Majors in Devotion.
Woo! Heavy hitting, making all the money, Jonathan Majors.
He's making some money. That's
lots of cash.
Christian Bale in Amsterdam.
Heavy hitting performance there, Jack. Goodness, great. That man was almost unrecognizable in that doing his thing.
Robert Patterson as the Batman.
Let's hear it for Emo Man.
Let's hear it for sadness. Ralph Fiennes in the Menu.
Ooh, creepy and like substitute teacher hit you with a you know, he was like a school teacher and just creepy as
he really did have, you know, yes, chef. He was very controlling. Nick Cage, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
What the hell can we say about Nick Cage in this flick? Just one of his best performances ever, you know.
Yes, I mean, and I know that people will say, well, he's playing Nick Cage. And he is, but I feel like he's doing a lot of good work here, just beyond that. You know what I'm saying? It's great.
Yes, it was. Woo! What a list. What a list. So I'm going to go with Christian Bale. Yeah.
Okay, that's surprising to me, but I like that.
Jonathan Majors is like right there, man. But I think the difference between the performance of Jonathan Majors and Christian Bale, Jonathan Majors was playing a real person, and his character really kept in one direction, and that was fine because he was playing a person. But Christian Bale's character was all over the place, but he sold it so well. He literally like just had my like eyes just like glued to the screen, seeing what he was gonna do next because he was so unpredictable. and the things he was doing. I mean, he was getting taken advantage of his wife, and he was like a chump on that one. But then he was out there like trying to solve cases and prescribing all this medicine with, and being the vet, and oh man, it was just something to see. And so I just couldn't believe that that's who I was looking at. He was transformative. So there you go. Templebot, where are you at, Best Actor?
I'm gonna say Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes, the stuffy, scary teacher. Right?
Yeah, I mean, and it's kind of unfair, I guess, in some ways, because he is a very kind of just steadily, and it's not unfair, but like a steadily good actor.
Oh,
do you know what I mean? Like he's just good, and he's just good in whatever he's in.
Yes,
like
yes.
In my heart,
yeah.
Like I'm giving it to Nick Cage.
Yeah.
In my heart,
yeah.
Because like I do think that you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna give it to Nick Cage.
Oh,
I don't have to do anything in my heart.
She reversed.
Well, because I do really respect Ray Fiennes in that movie. I just think that with Nick Cage in this movie, I think he really had come into something. Like, I mean, I think he goes,
I agree.
In my opinion, over time, kind of back and forth. And I think that this is maybe one of his more well done, quote unquote, serious performances. Not over the course of his professional career, but like certainly lately. But well done. But it's goofy, and like, you know what I mean. It's well done. It's like recognizing that he can do these things that are like, he doesn't take himself too seriously, and that. And I think in the movie, he really does a good job of lampooning himself.
Yeah, he did. I mean, it was to the point that what I liked about it was that he wasn't like it wasn't like a self-loathing thing, where he's just tearing himself up, and they're laughing at me. No, they were laughing at this movie. The movie was great with the whole drug cartel thing and them idiots running around town trying to escape people who wasn't even chasing them, and then people who were chasing them. It was just good. It was really, really good.
And I think that like him in this movie as an actor, as a character of himself, is also showing like, yeah, these are mistakes, and that doesn't make 100%. It doesn't make a bad person or a good person. It had like a lot of really good messages in the movie that like by having him play himself was obviously the only way to go.
I agree. Not my choice, but I still agree. I'm glad he's on here.
He got a fan.
Yes, he has a fan. So, where are we at? Woo, man.
Time for the big one.
Time for the big daddy here. So, is it my announcement or is it yours?
It's your announcement.
Oh, shoot, man. So, it is time for Best Film, man. Where are we at? So, our nominees are Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, Maverick, or Top Gun Maverick, Amsterdam, The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, and lastly, The Batman. Woo-wee. This is some heavy hitter. So we know Tiff is not going to say Maverick. So do we have?
Yeah, I think, all of these were good. I would have liked to have seen like Scream on this list because I had a really good theater experience with Scream, but it still wouldn't have won, so it doesn't matter. But The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, obviously we've talked a lot about that today, so we all know how we feel, but The Batman, very good. Obviously I'm going to go with Everything Everywhere All at Once because I do think that was my biggest film of last year, my greatest anticipation, my best surprise. I loved everything. I love the message of the movie. I love the comedy is good. Mm-hmm. The emotions, well directed, well acted. It's very and I think people were genuinely surprised. It has goofy stuff in it, and like really, they always, the Daniels in their first movie as well, they want to push the boundary of where the line is between sentimentality and being like genuinely over the top funny. I mean, we're talking about a movie that's winning this from me and getting a lot of critical acclaim for the dildo. I'm not for the dildo, but there's a dildo fight scene in it. Do you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But also a story about the human condition and how we feel about each other and what love means.
Yeah.
And then smacking people with dildos. I mean, like that. They're just really doing stuff that is more, I feel like, in the human condition. I'm really excited to see what they do next, but also I'm always petrified because I'm like, what if the next one's bad?
Oh yeah, probably will be. So don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. So for me, very hard choice. My my big standouts are the Batman. When I saw the Batman, I was like, oh my god, this is probably going to be the best film of the year. A Batman, a freaking superhero movie is going to probably win, you know. And so, but that's not my choice. It's definitely my second choice. But my first choice, I think I said it early this year. I think we were the only two people in the world that was excited for this film when the trailer first came out. We were like, woo! Nobody was talking about it. You know, I was like, y'all don't want to. This is great. You know? And because Michelle Yeoh is also, she's almost there with Nick Cage with this podcast. We love Michelle Yeoh. You know, so.
We sure do.
100%. This movie gave you everything that you know. It gave you Short Round, man. You know, coming from Indiana Jones, his first, Goonies and Indiana Jones. You haven't seen this dude in years, and he delivered a performance that just blew me away. You know what I'm saying? It was just like
seeing him in this movie go from like that. That's the thing about this movie is the transitions between characters for all the people who play across the universe.
Yeah,
it's sometimes so rapid, and he especially has to do both because he does pretending to be the regular him and then the other him when he's, you know what I mean?
It was like James Bonzi and you know, his Be Kind speech, like just, you know,
it's too much. It make my heart cry.
Oh, good, man. You know, so yeah, this movie, this is it, man. There's no wonder it's up for like 11 Oscars, you know, the hell with those people, because this is the only award show that really counts, man.
Oh so it's a golden fan.
That's our double fan of the year, man. You know. So yeah, 100% best movie of the year, and I knew it after I saw it. But I think I have been juggling that and the Batman all year. That and
and yes, like, which is like a very weird thing to feel like it's up in there. But I had great times with those movies in the theater. Yes. Everything Everywhere All at Once. I thought like I saw people experiencing like the awe of seeing something they weren't expecting and be connecting to something.
And let's hear it for diverse casts, man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just let's hear it for that, man. Because you know Hollywood is. I'm not like Hollywood is. You know they're there, but it's getting better. Jesus, you know. I mean, other people have contributions, man. And movies were pretty a lot of the bigger movies were pretty diverse this year. I mean, I've noticed like you got the Batman, like so much diversity in that cast, man. You know, some people talked about it. You know, you had the idiots trying to go after like Gordon and all this stuff, and you're just a straight stone cold piece of shit racist. You know, and I was thinking stone cold piece of shit racist. You had a problem with
these people aren't real. They're not real.
It doesn't matter. You know what? You don't want to see somebody black on the screen? You know, go to an island somewhere. But look, I'm getting on a tangent. But it's a lot of diversity, and I know, you know, racist ass people don't want to see it, but I'm glad it's more other people than it is y'all. So more of this, less of that other shit, you know. So I think it's time for another big one, Tiff.
The potentially the biggest one. Not really. So this is our last category, and we didn't have 5 for this one because we didn't want to put movies in there that we knew. Actual garbage,
yeah.
Right? This category is reserved for straight garbage. So what we have is worst film of the year from the last year, and we have 3 instead of 5, like I said. And the first one, Firestarter, the remake, starring Zac Efron.
God damn, it was bad.
It was bad. Very bad. So bad. Bad. Watch the original Firestarter, everyone. Do not let this movie make you think that you will not enjoy the original Firestarter, because I think you will.
Had some good visual effects, but that was about it, you know. But
I like the first one.
At the end of the day, you just still burn.
You mean like in this? You mean in this new one?
In the new one, it has some good visual effects. You know, like with the you know.
I don't. Sometimes you watch it, I'm like, I don't know what they're trying to do here. The second movie up for bid, the second movie up for nomination is Morbius.
Ooh.
Everybody forgets that they remember Morbius. Like, Montego and I were saying it was so bad we had forgotten. We had forgotten that it existed, that we had watched it.
It was just all over the place, you know, and
it was, you know what?
But
it was wrong in a lot of ways. The
zippity, and then the pause in the middle of the zippy.
But the zippy did look good. I kind of remember thinking that was maybe even the best part of it, and that was also the bad part.
It was zippity, but then when they were like pausing in the middle, you're like, look how bad Why is Matt what's her name's head
He's got a funky head
going
to
this
begin
way?
with.
Be like,
They should not have drawn. And the thing about it is that these actors are not
no, these
bad actors.
top actors, man. These are
And they are fucking this shit up. I'm sorry. We're spending a lot of time discussing. We haven't even picked one yet.
yeah.
And then Uncharted. Which, by comparison to the other two, I think is less bad.
Let's get those two. But then when you sit back and you look at the man, I remember the terrible acting and shit, like the lady like following them, and we're sitting there like, what the hell? What am I the only one that noticed that this is just dumb shit? It's just. I'm sorry, Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, I like Tom Holland.
I do
quite
too,
a bit.
but
And here's the thing: he was charming in this. I will say I think he was doing.
I don't even think he was
some
right for the
decent work.
role. I don't think he was old enough.
He's
I don't-
too young.
Yep. It just
He's too young.
it,
But they wanted a hot, sexy young man
he's
to
not hot
play.
and sexy. He's just a little dude. Come on.
No, ladies love him.
It's kind of
Sorry, I hate to break it to
in
you,
a
but that's
14-year-old
the
boy
reality.
kind of way. I don't. Yeah.
First of all, he's 20 something.
Hey, he looks like he's 15.
I'm not saying I'm super into him. I'm just saying
I know what other people.
a lot of ladies are.
Go
Two,
check yourselves. What I'm saying.
two. I'm talking about Montego. They don't give a fuck about people our age. They want to capture the 18 to 29-year-olds,
Well, mission accomplished.
which would fit perfectly into his whatever.
Not with that character. Nope. Nope.
Anyway,
I was pushing it.
I agree. I agree with you. I'm just saying,
Mhm.
as far as being handsome is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is your? What's your worst movie? I know my worst movie.
My worst movie by far is Firestarter. I mean,
Holy crap! Okay, yeah, that is bad.
it's bad, man. And I sit there and watch that thing, and it shouldn't have been bad. It's got good stock. It's from written from a book that did really well. That movie was the shit back in the day, and you took it and you tried to make it exactly the same, but then you tried to change some things, and then the acting was just horrible, and then you made you took scenes different directions for the sake of taking them different directions, just to say that this is your stab. It was just bad, man. Nothing was good about this thing. I couldn't wait for it to be over the whole time.
I do kind of remember feeling that way as well.
I was like, damn.
I don't disagree with you
Damn.
about it being terrible. It is a hard choice, but I think for me it's Morbius.
Morbius, that's
and I'm
one.
saying that because, boy, it was bad. I do remember thinking, I got to get out of here when it was over. I think I stood up. I think there are a few movies that I have started walking towards the door when I felt that we were coming to a conclusion, right? You can tell it's the last scene.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm just going to walk towards the door as this happens.
Would have been good with this movie. This movie was worth maybe, let's say, maybe 20 minutes of its own, and then you could have put it into a Spider-Man movie. You know what I'm saying? And then
Yeah,
sense,
I think it also would have made more sense if they had taken. Yes, there are parts of that movie that weren't so bad.
Yeah.
That they could have made him a villain in a Spider-Man movie, and then he could have had his own
and he comes in
movie,
and beat the shit out of him.
which then I would assume would have been better because I think this movie.
Spider villains without the Spider-Man. It's just
Yeah, they don't hold very well, and then also this one in particular, I think I can kind of see where it could have been okay, but it seems like they just made so many missteps, and then you could kind of see the missteps, and that they just didn't give a shit. Like it was very strange.
Push forward.
So
Push forward.
Just keep going. Part of me wonders if it kind of suffered from some COVID shooting and inability to it struck me as more like it was cut. Like they were trying to cut together what they had.
Yeah, because I remember when it was greenlit, it got out pretty fast after they said they were filming. It was like, boom, we're filming, boom. I was like, whoa, shit, that was fast. I didn't think it was going to come out that soon. And after after the break and all that stuff, so I agree with you. I don't know what the problem was, but it's
bad.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's just the narrative isn't very good. It's kind of insensitive. The acting is done by powerful actors, but it's bad.
What was insensitive about you, Tiff? You said that earlier. I'm trying to
because they are playing people with
disabilities and stuff like that. No.
And I mean, and I understand that that's sometimes going to be done in Hollywood by people who do not have disabilities. But as much as we can. I think that should not happen,
Mm.
obviously, but in this particular case, they had problems and were cured. But like some of the things they were doing seemed, I think, insensitive.
Okay.
But also the movie, like beyond that, the movie is boo boo.
Yeah, it was a terrible experience. I mean,
Bad. I remember. Yeah, I was like, and it was long. Was it long? Was it long or was it just bad? Or was it both?
probably not as long as you thought it was. Probably once you look.
You think it's probably like if it's less than 2 hours, it probably isn't that long. But
Yeah.
I kind of remember thinking, how is this still going on?
Yeah.
1 hour 44 minutes.
Yeah, like I said, I don't think it was that long. I didn't.
Well, it felt like forever.
It was as long as you thought it was. I'm like,
I want to leave.
It was still wasn't good. So, woo! So that's it, man. You know, we came to do the damn thing and we got it done, man. So, Morbius, worst of the year, best of the year,
Morbius.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Best actor, we did Christian Bale and Nick Cage. Actress, Michelle Yeoh, double fan. You know,
Double fan.
supporting actress, Angela Bassett, double fan. Who else we got? Best supporting actor, Colin Farrell, double fan. Check that out. Visual, Avatar, double damn fan. Horror, we got Nope and Smile. best what action? We got we got the Batman, double fan.
We really went double fan hard.
Yeah, comedy, Unbearable Weight, double damn fan. And the best drama was Amsterdam and The Menu. So, you know, that's it for Fans Control. We did our thing. We got our list out the way. We have done our awards, man. And so for all the nominees and the people who won, we'd like to thank everybody for being cool. And the Academy of Fans of Patrol will be getting your awards to you. Never. So anyway, you can just...
We could theoretically make a little, not award, but a certificate that we would then mail to whoever publicist would have to open it.
That would be great. What the hell is this?
And then they'd have to reply. We'd get some kind of standard reply from the desk of Angela Bassett.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Which would actually be quite cool.
Yeah, we would
do that. Maybe I will torment some poor intern who is opening just fuck tons of fan mail.
I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this, man.
Oh God, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm just stuffing any more envelopes for these fucking people.
Hey, somebody named Fans of Patrol over here.
Oh God, I'm gonna spit in this one.
Right. Oh shoot. So man, that's pretty good. So I think next week we like patience with the virtue. We hung out and we got Megan, so we're gonna do Megan next week, man. So that ought to be cool. Other than that, I think we came to do the damn thing. We got it done, Tipplebot. Say goodbye to the lovely people and give them a couple fans. Just throw them a couple fans.
It's been a pleasure as always. I didn't know how to do a couple fans.
Indeed, man. And until next week, we will be
on patrol.